ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्दा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम राम हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। हरे कृष्णा। So now you can put the screen.
Prabhu, here is the screen.
Today
Can
we
you
are
see the screen, Prabhu?
Today we are going to speak on third canto, third chapter, 8th verse.
Can you see the screen, Prabhuji?
No.
Aleka, just remove it. I will share it.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nakchaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati ruttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki. Krishnaya vasudevaya devaki nandanaya cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. So today we are reading from third canto, third chapter, 8th verse. Asam muhurta ekasmin nagareshu yoshitam savidam jagruhe panin anurupaha swamayaya. Asam muhurta ekasmin nagareshu yoshitam samvidam jagruhe pani anurupa swamayaya. Asam, all those, muhurte, at one time, ekasmin, simultaneously, nana agareshu, in different compartments, yoshitam, of the women, savidhum, with perfect rituals, jagruhe, accepted, panin, hands, anurupaha, exactly to the match, swamayaya, by his internal potency. Translation: all those princesses were lodged in different apartments, and Lord simultaneously assumed different bodily expansions exactly matching each and every princess. He accepted their hands in perfect rituals by his internal potency. Purport: in the Brahma Samhita 5.33, the Lord is described as follows in regard to his innumerable plenary expansions. Advaitamatchutamanadim Adyam Purana Purusham Navayavvanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabhamaturlabhamatma Bhakto Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. O Lord, Govinda, whom I worship, is the original personality of Godhead.
Carbonization and move towards electricity, he's willing to go that far. So I think that, from a great investment point of view,
O Lord Govinda, whom I worship, is the original personality of Godhead. He is non-different from his innumerable plenary expansions, who are all infallible, original, and unlimited, and who have eternal forms. Although he is primeval, the oldest personality, he is always fresh and young. By his internal potency, the Lord can expand himself into various personalities of Swayam Prakash and again into Prabhava and Vaibhava forms. And all of them are non-different from one another. The forms into which the Lord expanded to marry the princesses in different apartments were all slightly different, just to match each and every one of them. They were called Vaibhava Vilas forms of the Lord and are affected by his internal potency, Yogamaya. Is that the end of the purport?
Yes, Prabhu, that's the end.
Yes, so you go to the word-to-word translation. Okay, leave it here for some time. I will like to speak on this. So, Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Dhyananjana Chalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Please keep that. I wanted to have that on the screen. Yes, keep it for some time. I'll tell you when to take it off.
Okay.
So, many nice words are there in the word-to-word translation. One is Ekasmin. Ekasmin means simultaneously. Nana agareshu or graheshu, in different palaces. So the Lord is at this moment of time marrying 16,100 princesses which were imprisoned by Bhaumasura. So after releasing them, what is happening is simultaneously, Ekasmin, the Lord married them simultaneously in different apartments. With whom? With all the women. How? Savidham, with perfect rituals. What he did? He accepted them. How did he accept them? By accepting their hands. In our Sanatana Dharma, in Indian tradition, there is Vidhi called as Pani Grahana. Pani means hand and Grahana means to accept. So here the word is mentioned Jagruhe. Jagruhe means also accepted. So the word Grahana is also there, Jagruhe. Paninam Jagruhe. And then what? Anurupaha, which means whenever we marry a suitable match. So Krishna is now marrying 16,100 girls. So he's only one, but there are 16,100. So what is he doing? He is matching himself exactly with everybody. He is making himself suitable to each and every different girl in a different way. How he is doing that? Swamayaya, by his internal potency. What is the internal potency? Parasya Shaktir Vividhaiva Suyate. Sri Krishna has got multiple potencies, unlimited potencies, and one of them is Swamayaya, that is called as Yogamaya. Swamayaya is Yogamaya, the internal potency, and another one is Bhairanga Shakti, external potency, that is called as personified as Parvati Devi, and the internal potency is personified by Radharani herself. So now you can close. So this particular verse, you can see that how the words are perfectly utilized. Exactly how the wedding took place, one can visualize by the words. Apt words are used, perfect words are used. So before we go into the particular verse discussion, let us see the summary of the whole chapter, third canto, third chapter. It is describing in brief all the activities that the Lord did, and they are all expressed in short, because in detail all the activities are going to be described in 10th canto. In third canto, third chapter, they are just enumerated one by one. So let us just run through the whole chapter. After killing Kamsa, the Lord went to Ujjain, to the Gurukul of his Guru Maharaj, Sandipani Muni, sent by Vasudeva and Devaki, because they had felt that We could not do any rituals. We could not perform any samskaras. So then when Krishna released them, at that time Krishna asked them, Mother and father, I have met you after a long time. How may I please you? So they said, please stay back because we have lots of duties to perform for you. So he stayed back. So then the first thing they did, Upanayan Samskar of the Lord. They performed Janiv Sanskar. They gave Gayatri Mantra, Brahma Gayatri. And then he was sent to Gurukula Sandipani Muni. After learning 64 different varieties of knowledge or arts or skills, the Lord asked his Guru Maharaj, what I should give you in return. That we call in our Indian culture as Dakshina, Guru Dakshina. That means we offer something to Gurudev. Maybe gold, maybe cows, maybe money, maybe clothes, maybe scriptures, or maybe many, many more things. There are 16 items one can give as donations. Scripture explains. So when he asked his Guru Mata and Gurudev, what do I give you? So Guru Mata said, I had one son who died untimely. Could you please go and get him from the abode of death? So Sri Krishna went to the abode of Yamraj and brought the son of his Guru and Guru Mata back and presented the son as Dakshina. Then Sri Krishna went to kidnap Rukmini Devi to Kaundinyapur, Vidarbha Desha. That is today's India's Nagpur state. Nagpur is in Maharashtra state. Nagpur is city. And near Nagpur, there is a Kaundinyapur, where actually Rukmini lived with her father and brothers. So there Krishna went and kidnapped her and then brought her back to Dwarka and then finally married her. Then he married with Satya Devi, one of the 8 principal queens, by defeating 7 bulls. There's a nice story in 10th canto. Then he married Satyabhama. Of course, first he married Rukmini, then he married Satyabhama, Jambavati, Satya, Mitravinda, Nagnajiti, Lakshmana, total 8. So one time Satyabhama wanted to have a Kalpavruksha called Parijata or Prajakta. It's a long story how there was a internal rivalry between Satyabhama and Rukmini for the flowers of that tree. It's a very, very divinely fragrant, beautiful, softest petaled flowers, which are even today there on earth. But the flowers stay only for maybe 1 hour after they are plucked from the tree. They just stay for 1 hour, not more than that. So Krishna went to Swargaloka in the guise of returning the earrings of Mother Shachi. And he brought that tree from there for Satyabhama. Then the line comes, the story comes, which is described in this verse, which we will discuss in detail. He defeated Bhaumasura and he released 16,100 princesses from the prison and he married all of them. Then he gave each of the princess, now his wife, each of his wife gave 10 sons each and 1 daughter to each. So totally he had 16,100 plus 8. So into 10, so many sons, 1,61,080 sons and 16,108 daughters. And then each one of them was married and they gave birth to 10 sons and 1 daughter. So this itself formed the one family of Krishna, the huge family. After that, Krishna arranged a war between Kauravas and Pandavas at Kurukshetra, which is called Mahabharat War. And then the end of this war, it is explained in this chapter that Krishna got Duryodhana killed by the hands of Bhima. Then Sri Krishna thought that I have been annihilating unwanted population. Even my own family, Yadu Vamsha, is also unwanted population, a burden on earth. So he released them. He somehow arranged to annihilate his own Vamsha, Yadu Vamsha. Then after that, uh, Ashwathama released Brahmastra towards Uttara, the Uttara's womb, where Parikshit Maharaj was staying inside the womb that time. So he saved Parikshit Maharaj by uh, nullifying the effect of Brahmastra, the greatest weapon, and saved Parikshit Maharaj. Then he installed Yudhishthira Maharaj as the king of the universe, Chakravarti Samrat, and he performed the yagya called Rajasuya Yagya, is to authenticate the kingmanship of Yudhishthira Maharaj, to get him accepted by everybody on earth, not only his kingdom. And then to exhibit renunciation, Sri Krishna also left this world by accepting renunciation, and he renounced his body and he left for the spiritual world. So this much is explained in 3rd chapter. In 4th chapter, then there is a detailed description about how the family of Krishna, Yadu Vamsha, how they were actually destroyed. In details it is explained, and many more things are there. So let us come back to today's verse. In today's verse, it is explained that how Krishna got married. So the story goes like this. The 3rd incarnation of Lord Vishnu, that is Varahadev. Varahadev came to rescue the earth, which was kicked by Hiranyaksha and displaced from her position in the orbit, and she went to the bottom of Garbha Utaka Shahi Vishnu, the ocean of Garbhodaka Sagara, Garbhodaka ocean, where Garbhodaka Vishnu is lying at the surface, and very, very deep at the bottom, Hiranyaksha kicked the earth. So you can imagine the size of Hiranyaksha. Hiranyaksha must be so big that earth was like a small ball, football for him. And then in the space, he was roaring with anger. And then Lord came out from the nostril of Brahma and suddenly assumed a very huge form. And that was Varahadev. And then Varahadev went first inside the ocean, lifted the earth on his tusk, brought her back on the surface of water, then went ahead upwards and placed the earth in the middle position of the whole universal planetary system. Till that time, Hiranyaksha was constantly challenging Varahadev to fight. But Varahadev was very peacefully tolerating all the challenging words, because he wanted to first do the service to earth by placing her in a normal position from the abnormal position, suffocating position. So he placed her in the safe position, and then they started fighting, and they did not fight on earth or any planet. They were fighting in space, because Hiranyaksha was so huge. Every planet was like football for him, or the systems. So, of course, you know that Hiranyaksha was killed by Lord Varahadev. But while the Supreme Lord Varahadev was lifting and carrying Mother Earth, there was a dialogue between the two. And Mother Earth had many questions. Where are you going to place me? So Lord said, do you see some greenery here? Yes. So I will place you on the greenery. So she felt, how can there be greenery without me? I am the one who creates greenery. So she was amazed. So then Lord placed her on Sri Vrindavan Dham. And that was the spiritual world. And then Mother Earth had a lot of questions. So she asked the Lord many questions when, after Hiranyaksha was killed, Lord went to Mathura at the banks of Yamuna and was relaxing. Because he was relaxing there, it is called as Vishram Ghat. Vishram means to relax. So the Lord was relaxing, and then Mother Earth came in the human form, in the form of a Devata, and asked many questions. What is this abode where you have placed me? So then Lord Varahadev described Adi Varaha Puran to Mother Earth, in which he in detail explained about all the holy places on the planet in Vrindavan Dham, in the Brajamandala. What all holy places are there? He described all the holy places with stories in detail to Mother Earth. So Adivaraha Puran is simply filled with variety of wonderful pastimes, unknown and known, unlimitedly. And so during the contact of Mother Earth with Lord Varahadev, while lifting and carrying her from the ocean to the orbitary position, there was one son born. That son was called as Bhauma because he was the son of Bhumi. So in Sanskrit, when we have to call the son by the name of the mother, so Bhumi son became Bhauma. Like Kunti's son became Kaunteya. Like that, in Sanskrit, there are ways of addressing a son after their mothers. So Bhumi gave birth to Bhauma. Also, he was named as Naraka, and because he was the great son of the Lord himself, was a very celebrated personality. But lo and behold, alas, he started associating with asuras like Banasur. That is why he became Bhaumasur or Narakasur. And he became completely anti-Lord. All his activities became very severely demoniac. He was a notorious fellow. He stayed in the kingdom called Pragjotishpur, which is today's Assam state. The state of Assam is called Pragjotishpur. And he actually was so powerful a demon that he had friends with Banasur, Shambarasur, Aghasur, Bakasur, and Putana, and Trudavarta, Arishtasur. So many big demons were all his friends, and they were staying with him in Pragjotishpur. And Kamsa had gone there to fight with everybody and win everybody. That is we call as Digvijaya. Digvijaya means conquering all 10 directions. Dik means direction. Vijaya means victory. So he had gone to conquer all directions. At that time, he had gone to Assam also, Pragjotishpur. And one by one, all the demons came and fought with him, and Kamsa defeated everybody. Looking at his prowess of defeating each and every greatly powerful demon, Narakasur thought, I should not fight with this person. I should be just friends with him. So he came and shook hands and made friendship with him. So that's why Narakasur was not taken to Mathura. But all those who were defeated by Kamsa, they were made servants, and they were taken by Kamsa to Mathura to keep them on call. Anytime he wanted, they were on call. So this is the little history of Bhaumasura. Why I told you, because you should all know from where this Bhaumasura came and how powerful he became. He was very much respectable amongst the demons as most powerful. So what he did was, these demons have some amazing desires, amazing, unbelievable, nasty desires. So he had a desire to become very powerful, and someone had guided him that he should kidnap as many as possible princesses from various kingdoms, and one day we will perform a fire sacrifice where we will sacrifice each and every girl, and by that he will yield immense powers, unbelievable immense powers. That is called siddhis. So he had captured 16,100 princesses from various kingdoms, and he had kept them captive in his prison, waiting for the right time to do the yajna. Somehow or other, all these young girls, when they were at their father's house, they heard about Krishna because they were princesses. So they were with their father and mother, the king and the queen. And people like Narad Muni, Agastya Muni, Angira Muni, Parvat Muni, they would always travel from king to king, kingdom to kingdom. And they would narrate about Krishna's pastimes to them. And when these young girls in their young childhood, beautiful age, they heard about Krishna's pastimes regularly from variety of sadhus, they had fallen in love with Krishna. And they will always meditate on Krishna and worship in mind and desire to have him as a husband. The same story goes true with Rukmini. The same story goes true with Satyabhama also, Jambavati also. Everybody, all of them were actually original devotees of the Lord simply by the process of hearing about him, not seeing him. So the marriage of Krishna with the 16,108 wives is all based on the glory of Shravanam by the process of hearing. Only by the process of pure hearing, regular hearing, consistent hearing, hearing with full attention, they developed love for Krishna and the desire to marry him. And that's how, when they actually married with him, they were already in deep love with Krishna. So, we may not see the Lord just to develop love for him. We don't have to see the Lord. You can just go on hearing about him, regularly listening to the beautiful, loving, wonderful pastimes of the Lord. And that itself will one day purify our mind and develop love in our mind for Krishna, as these 16,108 queens had developed before marriage with Krishna only. Before only with marriage Krishna. So then these 16,100 now, 8 are married with Krishna. And then Satyabhama said, I want to have the tree. So let me please go, take me to Swargaloka. So she was on a personal ride with Krishna. Who? The second wife, Satyabhama, the daughter of Satrajit. She was from Dwarka only. So Krishna took her on the chariot to Narkasura's kingdom, that is called Pragjyotishpur. Because Krishna is very clever and very smart, and he is very expert in multitasking. He wants to fulfill always many, many purposes in one activity. So he thought, anyway, if I have to take you to Swargaloka for giving you that tree which you want, the Parijataka tree, so what I should do? Better I go to Narkasur, because this Narkasur had stolen the celebrated earrings of Indra's wife. You know, in the conquering efforts and disturbing the demigods, he had gone to Indra defeated him, and Indra's wife's earrings were extremely famous in all the 14 planets. So he wanted to have those earrings. So he had captured those earrings of Indra's wife. So Krishna thought, if I have to go to Indraloka to bring a tree for you, why not kill Narkasur and take the earrings from him and then go to Swargaloka and then return those earrings to Indra's wife and please her, and in return happily get the tree also back. So multi-purpose, even demigods will be able to see me. I will be able to please the wife of Indra. So on the way he took a detour and he went to Assam, that is Pragjyotishpur, the kingdom of Narakasur. And in Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto, it is described how that kingdom was, protected by so many layers of highly technical, powerful coverings. One was electrical covering, one was magnetic covering, one was subtle mantra covering, one was snakes standing at the next border, one was demon Mura, who was also guarding. Like that, there were so many coverings. There were, what do you call, in the war they make, they dig the holes in the ground, and it is called the ditches, They hide in the ditches, they come out and shoot, and again they go inside. His whole kingdom was surrounded by such ditches. And there was a lot of amount of water was there. The water was electrified. If you cross that, then comes electric covering. If you break that, then comes magnetic covering. Like that, there was such a highly technical, highly advanced security system was there. And then if you cross everything, then the demon Mura was there. If you defeat Mura also, then there are two snakes. And then you enter the kingdom. So Krishna with his Kaumadaki club destroyed all these coverings one after another, along with Satyabhama on his chariot. And then he went inside, and then he challenged Narkasur, Bhaumasur. And then he was amazed. The long story is there, of course. Mura also woke up. Then Krishna killed Mura demon. Many things happened. I don't want to go in details of that. So then Narkasur, when he saw Krishna entering, breaking all the security systems, Narkasur was very surprised, highly, highly surprised. How could any human being on all the 14 planets break the security systems created by Narkasur and his security agents? He was very amazed. And then Krishna challenged on top of that. And he was highly technical in his warfare. He had so many astras, shastras, so many mantra, tantra, everything was there with him. He was highly equipped, great demon. Although he was son of the Lord, he was actually son of Krishna, because Krishna came in the form of Varahadev. So actually, father was fighting with son. Great lesson to learn from here. Krishna does not care whether he is my son, my daughter, my family member, or enemy. If he is anti-Lord, anti-dharma, anti-Vaishnavas, he has to be destroyed, whether he is son or uncle or anybody. So who was Kamsa? Kamsa was his uncle, own mother's brother. In fact, Shishupal also was condemning him. You are the killer of a family member. Respectable, adorable family member you have killed. What kind of a culture you have? But Krishna killed Kamsa because he was demoniac. Krishna killed Shishupala, also was cousin brother of Krishna. Krishna killed so many. Dantavakra also was cousin brother of Krishna. Kauravas were also cousin brothers of Krishna. Distant cousin brothers. So you can see whole Krishna's lifestyle, or when he was alive in this, he came down to the material world to perform his lila. He killed most of his family members only. Finally, he killed his own family also, because they were also burdened to the earth. Krishna says that even Lakshmi Devi and Balaram ji are not so dear to me as my devotees. My devotee is more dear to me than my wife Lakshmi Devi and my brother Balaram also. He loves his devotees so much, and those who are troubling his such devotees, he does not see even 1 second and goes and kills them. So how much Krishna loves his devotees, that is one thing to learn. And even if one is the close family member of Krishna, like his own son, if he goes anti-Vaishnava, anti-dharma, then he will be also killed. Krishna will not spare him. So how Krishna is impartial, this shows that. So there's a great war, and a very highly technical war, and he throws weapons, astra, shastra on Krishna. Krishna destroys all of them. Finally, Narkasur is killed. When Narkasur is killed, Krishna knows everything within and without. He goes straight to the prison house where these 16,100 girls were kept captive. And what he did, he released them from the prison. Now, they were very happy to see Krishna. They were all excited. They were all excited to see their beloved Lord for the first time, that too in such a condition where they were very helpless, and Krishna came and saved them actually. They were very, very, very happy to see Krishna for the first time. The Lord of their lives, the Lord of their meditation, the Lord whom they were hankering for so many years of their life. They were hearing about him and they had developed pure love for him. But their happiness did not last for a long time. They started crying and they said, "Oh Krishna, thank you very much for saving us. But now we have to perform suicide." He said, "Why?" "Because we have been forcibly dragged by this demon Narkasur whom you killed. But we have stayed in his house without our father's and mother's sanction. Of course, there's no question of sanction, they were forced. But we have stayed in somebody else's house without getting married to that person. So if we come out of the prison of such a person, then no boy or no marriageable boy will accept us as his wife. So our parents also will not accept us because we are considered to be contaminated by our forceful stay in the house of a demon. So we have no social position. We are socially deprived, completely deprived of all position, any position. So Krishna felt great compassion on them. They were large numbers. Many people feel that Krishna is so lusty. He has married so many women. Already he had 8. He could have been satisfied with them. He should be happy with them. He married more 16,100 girls. Why? He just didn't marry because they were very lusty. He married them out of compassion. Because so many great devotees of the Lord would have had to perform suicide because having no position in society, including their parents' house. So Krishna, being Dwarkadish, the king of Dwarka, he gave them a higher position, higher socially placed position of his wife. So they would be known as Krishna's wives. They would be known as Dwarkadish Patnis. So what he did, you see what he did in details. What he did, he called for 16,100 palanquins, each carried by 4 strong men, well-dressed servants. He offered all these 16,100 ladies lots of dazzling ornaments, right from forehead to earrings to the neck to the armlet bracelets, waist ornament, then the ankle bells. Every single ornament that can be worn and that is precious was offered by Krishna to each and every girl. And then Krishna offered them very costly silken clothes. So they were in the prison dress, their hair disheveled, and they were very sick looking, tired looking, exhausted looking girls. But by looking at Krishna, they became completely beautiful. And they were adorned with beautiful clothes and ornaments and dresses. And then Krishna put them in a palanquin, each of them, and ordered them to carry them to Dwarka, and sent a message to Kunti Mata that please maintain and take care of these girls till I come back. Because he had a mission to go ahead to Swargaloka. And there was a time in between, he couldn't marry with them immediately. So he sent message to his Bua, his father's sister, Kunti Devi, please take care of them. So they were all transported from Assam, which is now northeast of India, the end of India, northeast side, straight to the western side of India in the ocean called Dwarka. So long distance were very carefully, respectfully carried by the palanquin men, and they were sent to Dwarka, and they were kept waiting in a beautiful palace. And then Krishna went ahead with Satyabhama, flew over sky and went to Indra's abode, Amravati. And there he met with Indra's mother, Indra's wife, and returned the earrings. And Indra's mother did a lot of felicitation of Satyabhama, gave her clothes, ornaments, flowers, everything, respected her like we respect a newly married woman by elderly women. And on the way back, Krishna plucked one of the trees as per the desire of Satyabhama. And then Indra's soldiers attacked Krishna. Indra also came to attack Krishna. Just few moments back, he had worshipped Krishna as his greatest guest. Just few days back from his calculation, he has just gone down with Samvartaka clouds and tried to destroy Brajbhumi, and Krishna had subdued his ego, put his ego in his place, and he had surrendered and begged for forgiveness. But still, he forgot. He forgot all that. He forgot just few moments back, Krishna had come home as a guest and he was worshipping him as Supreme Lord. But the attachment to large amount of wealth gives one lot of ego and lot of selfishness. The attachment to wealth and pride and position and respect, all the thing is extremely detrimental to the soul of a person. So due to the extreme attachment to Nandanvana, which is the very prized forest of Indra, he forgot. So Krishna defeated him in the war, right in the war in the sky. Again he came back to his senses. Again he fell at his feet of Krishna and begged forgiveness. Krishna forgave him. He said, you go away. And with the tree, Krishna came back to Dwarka, planted the tree in Satyabhama's courtyard. And then what Krishna did was very amazing. Krishna, by the help of Vishwakarma, the celestial architect of Krishna, he created 16,100 new palaces. They were not like row houses, same design and everything same. Or you go to any palace, any bungalow, it's like same row house of ground plus one and some terrace and some courtyard. It's not like that. Each palace was a unique palace, uncomparable to the other palace. And there were already 8 specialized palaces were made by Vishwakarma for Krishna's principal 8 queens. They even had a specific color like pink, blue, and different shapes, octagonal, hexagonal, variety of shapes there were. It is described in various scriptures about the beauty of Rukmini's palace, the beauty of Satyabhama's palace, the courtyard. It was like a huge property each palace had. So already there were Krishna's palace separately. There were 8 queens, different palaces. There were different palaces of all the ministers. Plus there was city walkways, city roads, highways, and waterfalls and rivers and water ponds and beautiful trees and birds and forests, and everything was already there. Plus Sudharma assembly was there, which Indra had gifted the Lord on his earthly kingdom. That was separately beautiful monument. Plus Krishna created 16,100 palaces. There is one amazing thing. Second amazing thing, Krishna expanded into 16,100 forms. They were all same forms called as Prabhava and Vaibhava Vilas. Technically they were same, but personally they were not same. What we have to understand here, by the description of Rupa Goswami and other acharyas, they were called as Vaibhav Vilas forms of the Lord, which technically are all same qualities, same Aishwarya, same opulences, everything. But personally they were different. They were personally suitable to each and every girl, princess that Krishna was going to marry with. And simultaneously, Krishna married with each and every girl at the same time, the same muhurta, at the same auspicious time. He had one priest, one in each palace. That means he had 16,100 priests, Brahmana Purohita, who was conducting the marriage as very ceremonious, in a very perfect rituals, without making any mistake. As per the Vedic Samskruti, Vedic culture, he performed every ritual, and with all perfect rituals, Krishna accepted the hands of each and every girl and married them very beautifully and ceremoniously. Each girl thought that is only marrying with me at this moment of time. They knew that Krishna is going to marry everybody, but they thought he must be marrying them at a separate times. 1,600, 1,100 times he will marry. He will go to each and every girl, and in different venue he will marry them. But none of them knew that he was actually marrying them all together at one point of time, on the auspicious time, muhurta, with all the rituals being performed. So this is the description of today's verse. And then Krishna also was present in each and every palace every time. In the morning when he would do his rituals, it is Narad Muni went to see. Oh, let me see what is he doing. So many wives. Ordinarily, the king cannot manage more than 10 wives, and a lot of fighting is there in that. And here our Lord is having 16,108 wives. How is he managing? He had curiosity. So Narad Muni went to Dwarka, and each and every palace he saw, Krishna was doing different wonderful activities. At some palace, he was sitting and taking breakfast with his wife. At some palace, he was playing with his children. As I told you, he gave 10 sons to each wife. So he was playing with his children. At some palace, he was performing meditation, early morning dhyana, his own meditation, sadhana. At some palace, he was swinging on the jhula with his that wife in that palace. So he was amazed. Narad Muni was amazed. He found him everywhere. He was not going from palace to palace. Okay, I'll play with these children over here. Then I'll go and swing over there. Then I'll go and take breakfast there. Then I'll go and do meditation over there. No, he was there in every palace doing all different activities at one point of time. And then it becomes time to go to his assembly. Then what he would do? 16,100 Krishnas would come out of each palace, come together to the main gate of the colony of the palaces of queens. All the forms would become one. He will become one Krishna. And one Krishna will go to the assembly, Sudharma, perform his business whole day. In the evening, when he comes back at the gate of the Dwarka Patni colony, main gate, then he will again divide into 16,108 forms and enter in each palace as if he is entering only that palace. The wife is receiving the husband with great love, pomp, with lamp offering, with flowers, and with so much of respect. And then she would receive, wash his feet, feed him nicely. Each and every wife will do that. And then he would spend his time with all his wives differently, eat their food, and sleep in each and every palace in the night, and do all the morning rituals everywhere. So this is Krishna, our dear Lord. It is not that he had quarrel with this wife and he would go and tell that wife about his quarrel with previous wife, and this wife will give him some solution to solve the problem with that wife. So not like that. Every wife was fully satisfied. Krishna loved everybody equally. Still, Krishna's love for each wife was different, suitable to each one's nature. Satyabhama was different natured. Rukmini was different natured. And the 16,100 wives were headed by Rohini. One wife called Rohini was the chief among the 16,100 wives. Krishna loved all of them equally, gave them 10 sons each, one daughter each. It fully satisfied them from the point of view of a family man. From the wealth point of view, food point of view, clothing point of view, ornament point of view, children point of view, respect point of view. He respected everybody and made their life completely perfect and satisfied. And why do we read these pastimes? These perfect pastimes, perfect activities of the Lord, in a very amazing way, by multiplying his forms in a unique, suitable form. When we hear these pastimes, our heart gets purified. We get freed from our anarthas, unwanted things in the heart. Heart gets filled with joy, and heart gets purified. And the love that he is exhibiting to his wives, some amount of love starts popping up in our heart also. That is why we read Srimad Bhagavatam. We read Krishna's beautiful pastimes. And that is the perfection of life. If you have any anxiety, any worry, any psychological problems, any tensions, any difficulties in life, just read Hari Katha. Just hear Hari Katha. Immerse yourself in Hari Katha. Believe me, we say this in our Katha, in our Pravachan, but when difficulty comes, we forget that and we get immersed in trying to solve those difficulties. At that moment of time, we should simultaneously try to solve the difficulties, but run towards two things. the holy name of the Lord and the holy pastimes of the Lord. Take shelter of these stories and take shelter of chanting of the holy name. All our miseries will be mitigated by the Lord. Either they will be mitigated or they will stop affecting you. They will remain, but they will not affect you. You will become immune to the effect of all the miseries when you will hear the holy katha of the Lord and when we will chant the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. I was telling you in the beginning of the class that today I have received injection in my right shoulder and I can't even move that. It is quite painful and heavy. But when I was talking to you about Krishna Katha, I have totally forgotten that my hand is in pain. So this is a right in front of you the proof that the misery is there existing here. But you can go above the misery by describing the holy, beautiful, transcendental pastime of the Lord. And when you remember the Lord, also it will help you to transcend the misery of life. When you narrate, when you hear, we chant the holy name, or you remember the Lord, all these activities will help us to transcend, not rot in the level of the miseries, but help you to go above the miseries. And by the way, none of us can actually mitigate any miseries of life. We have to simply get detached from them and go above them. Then that is possible. Nobody can claim that I can correct all the situations, I can solve all the miseries, and I can actually buy peace and happiness. It's not possible. The Trigunamayi Maya of the Lord is very powerful. Mama Maya Duratyaya, very, very difficult to anybody to even imagine to cross. What to speak of winning over? We can never win over Maya. She's so powerful. But Mamevate e prapadyante mayam etam tarantite. You take shelter of the Lord. Prapadyante mayam etam tarantite. All this in difficult, uncoverable, indefeatable Maya can be easily crossed over. The ocean of Maya can be easily crossed over like puddles crossed by the calves of cows, the baby of cows. How they cross a puddle? Simply like that, we can cross over the deep, vast ocean of birth and death and miseries. Simply by taking shelter of the Lord. Mamevayi prapadyante. Only Mamaevayi. Evayi means only me. When you surrender to me, the most indefeatable agamya Maya becomes easily defeatable. Completely, you can go above the Maya level and be with Krishna and be happy in life. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you very much. Hari Bol.
Thank you, Prabhu, for a nice class. Please, devotees, if
I have opened the audio.
Sahadev.
If anybody has any questions, you can ask.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for this wonderful Narakasura Leela. I also read about the 16,100 princesses that Krishna married, and it is said that the head among them was Rohini. Was this Rohini different from
Yes.
Vasudev's wife Rohini?
Yes. Different Rohini.
Okay.
She was very much younger in age. She was princess, young girl.
Yeah, much younger.
Yeah.
Okay. In fact, yesterday we talked a little bit about this Narakasura, and you've answered lots of the questions we asked yesterday, even though you were not here. It's beautiful. we were asking how Krishna married the 16,100 princesses. Did he perform like the rites of marrying a girl? We were not very sure, but you answered that in your delivery today. And you also talked about the princesses did not know that each other were getting married at the same time, even though they knew that they're all going to be. So we were talking about all these things, and I volunteered that I was going to do research, which I couldn't. So even before I asked, you already answered. So devotees here, I'm sure, will be very happy.
Jai.
We can thank you enough for being here today, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare
So,
Krishna.
is there any other question?
Yes, Prabhu, I have a question.
Who's that?
It's crucial.
Okay, please.
I'm here. I'm here. You speak about how Krishna was deceiving the gopis. Everybody thought Krishna was marrying only her.
Ha.
So it's not a lie. Krishna was lying. And when we lie, they say we should not lie. But we are told that we are part and parcel of Krishna. Whatever qualities we have exists in Krishna. So are we lying because Krishna was lying to the gopis?
Krishna was not lying, gopis. Who told
He
you?
was deceiving the gopis. So
How?
we cannot say.
How? Tell me how. Tell me how. How you lying, gopis?
I mean, in material world, how people lie and deceive each other. Is it because it's coming from Krishna, the original source of everything?
First, you tell me how Krishna was lying. Let me understand that first. How do you make that statement?
He was lying. He was deceiving the gopis, and they
No.
believe him.
No,
He
no.
wasn't straightforward.
If you read Nectar of Devotion,
Mhm.
further chapters in Nectar of Devotion, when there is pure love, conjugal love between gopis and Krishna, there is a explanation about love in anger, love in depression, and love in envy. All these loves are explained.
Yes.
So when Krishna, for time being, I believe that you say that Krishna was deceiving them and cheating them, lying to them. Even if I believe in these statements, these kind of cheatings is in the pure love. They're not like our perverted love and our perverted selfish cheating that we do with our beloveds. Like
Yes.
men and today's women, they cheat each other and have dates with many men and women separately, So,
Yes.
so this is not like that. What we go through is a perverted reflection of that pure love. So in spiritual world, when Krishna even comes down, brings the spiritual world down, the interactions between the devotees and Krishna, apparently from normal point of view, appear to be cheating or deceiving, or many like stealing butter, looking very worldly and ordinary. They look
Mhm.
ordinary and cheap till the point you don't know about the Lord as Supreme Lord. That's why there are 9 cantos to learn about Him and His devotees, right? So when you learn
Yes.
about Him and His devotees in different forms, first Narsimhadev, Vaman Dev, and Parshuram, and then you will finish 9 cantos, you are prepared fully to understand the transcendental nature of Krishna's activities. If you don't read 9th cantos and other scriptures properly or Bhagavad Gita properly, then the transcendental nature of the Lord and his activities cannot be understood. Then we can only understand it as ordinary activities. And when we understand Lord's activities as ordinary and Lord as ordinary, then only thing you will understand is ordinary. Whatever you get a take-home message is very ordinary, because our vision is quite ordinary or materialistic and ordinary. So the one way it is right, the cheating propensity, from where it is coming. It is coming from Lord only. Yeah? But it is coming in a pure way, and we are misusing in a perverted way. Like there is a liquor in even spiritual world. Divine drink is there, which invigorates you and invigorates your senses to very high level of spiritual enjoyment. But in the material world, that same thing becomes perverted and becomes alcohol and makes you dull, makes you unconscious, makes you useless, makes you even can't even enjoy sense gratification. So much it makes you useless. So everything what we see in the pure state gets perverted and very low grade when it comes to material world. But for that, we should understand that that is the origin is in Krishna. Origin is in a pure way, but when it becomes in material world, we make it perverted. And when we again go back to the spiritual consciousness, then we understand that those things were very pure. And we relish them in Krishna. When Krishna will say, according to you, deceives gopis or steals the butter or makes mischievous pranks in childhood pastimes, then we understand it's all pure, all transcendently pure. Okay?
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, if there is no more question, then I can take your leave. Yeah, Harinaam Kirtan Prabhu.
I have a question, and then Harinam Kirtan Prabhu also has a question. Maybe Harinam Prabhu, you may go before me. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much for sharing beautiful Krishna
Hare
Katha.
Krishna.
I have one question, Prabhuji. You mentioned about the 16,100 princesses which were kidnapped by Bhomasur Narakasura. And I think we have heard before also they are the rishis from Ramayana, right? Some of them.
No.
No?
They were not rishis from Ramayana. Rishis from Ramayana, they became Rishichari gopis in Vrindavan. There are Rishichari gopis, there are Shrutichari gopis, there are Nagakanyas, there are at least 25-30 types of gopis. All there are different stories are there. So the rishis in Dandakaranya, when they saw Lord Ram, they got attracted to him in conjugal way, and they expressed their desire to Lord Ram. We want to become your wives. So Lord Ram said, I am only Ekapatni, only one wife in this life. Next life, when I come as Krishna, I will marry all of you. So they became Rishi Chari. Those who were rishis, they became gopis in Nandagaon. And then they performed Ras Leela with Krishna. And in Brahma Samon Leela also they got married with Krishna.
Okay.
Any other question?
Yeah, from one more thing. You quoted one line that even Lakshmi Devi and Balramji are not dear as compared to his devotee.
Canto Krishna is having one shloka where he explains that my devotee is so dear to me. Even my wife Lakshmi and my brother Balram is not as dear as my devotee. I can even sacrifice them and sell myself to a devotee. Even in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there are verses like that.
Okay.
Yes. Okay?
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you, Prabhu.
Sadeh Prabhu, you can talk now. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Harinam Kirtan Prabhu, because the question Harinam Prabhu asked was another question we were asking yesterday. It's amazing.
You arrange one class, I will narrate to all of you all the different 25 types of gopis and their origins in the previous lifetimes, where they were and
that would be beautiful.
How they became gopis in different parts of Krishna's Vrindavan pastimes, and how they came to Krishna and how they got married with Krishna. All there are different descriptions are there. Beautiful. All gopis are not same. Different gopis. Different gopis, and they also all of them did not dance at one time with Krishna. Different groups danced with Krishna at different times, and also all the gopis existing in Vrindavan, young girls, all of them are not qualified to dance with Krishna. Only those who were pure devotees, they could dance, and many of the gopis they performed butter churning pastimes, and Krishna stole butter with them, and all the pastimes they were participating. But all of them could not participate with Krishna in Rasa Leela because there were gradations in those gopis also. These gopis are different types of gopis, and then there are Nitya Siddha gopis like Madha Yashoda, Rohini, and Ashtasakhis and Manjaris. They all are different, although they are in conjugal rasa with Krishna, but they're all different. And Krishna is individual with them in all their differences. Krishna still is one-to-one individual with them.
Jai. Hey, Kusha, you're there. You're hearing. You're listening. Yes. We pray that we'll be able to arrange for such a beautiful katha about the devotees.
Special, at least 2 hours minimum.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That would be beautiful.
Yeah. I all made notes. I've studied all of them and made notes. It's all ready with me. Anytime I can refer them and come back to you.
Okay. Well, Prabhuji, I have one last question.
Yes.
Some of us are coming from Christian background before we joined
Yes.
before we joined ISKCON. And in the Christian tradition, we are taught that there are certain things that are predestined,
Again,
that they are predestined to take place. But if it is evil, if it is bad, even though it is predestined to take place, if one allows himself to be used as the medium for that bad thing to happen, that person will suffer.
yes.
Yeah, so my question is, it is through Narakasura that these princesses got Krishna as their husband. So would Narakasura, Bhamasura, get any benefit
Are you?
by helping these young girls?
You should answer this question yourself. You should answer this question yourself. What is the meaning of getting killed by Krishna? You tell me.
Well, if someone gets killed by Krishna, that is also a benediction.
When you get killed by Krishna, you get salvation, you get salvation.
Salvation, yes.
Yeah, so Krishna, if you wanted to punish Narakasur, really, truly, he would have got his son or his soldier or his prime minister or his commander-in-chief to kill him.
Yeah.
By that way, he would have been really
Okay.
punished. I mean, killed and got punished and go to hell. But when Krishna,
Yes, I've understood now.
when Krishna came himself to take the trouble of killing him, which means
Yes.
he loved him, he wanted to do salvation, and because he also, of course, he harassed them by kidnapping them. But by that way, Krishna, got them married with him. Similarly, Putana, right? Putana is such a ghastly lady. She was killing newborn babies and drinking their blood, And then there was a usual habit anywhere else, but she also came to Braj and killed so many children, right? So how much hard punishment she should receive? But still, what Krishna did? Oh, she came to me as my mother. She allowed me to suck her breast and drink milk. So let me make her my mother's assistant, Dhatri.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So when Krishna does it himself, it is always a blessing. It's never a punishment. Or when saintly people curse somebody, like Narad Muni cursed Nalakubera Manikriva, you become trees. You want to become naked? Better become trees for thousands of years, right? But that was not a curse. That was a blessing. Even all the demons which Krishna killed, their past history is there. Everybody had a past history, and everybody had offended a sadhu or a saintly personality, and everybody was cursed by that sadhu to become that demon, to become a duck, or to become a bull, or to become a horse, or to become this, or become a that. And they were blessed. I mean, they were cursed that, they were first cursed that you will become duck, for example. Okay. Then that fellow suddenly on the spot became duck in front of him only. Lakhs and thousands of years before. So when he became duck, immediately he became so humble and he realized his mistake. Oh my God, I thought this man is a very ordinary man, but he made me duck instantly. So he became humble and he surrendered to that sadhu. And the sadhu, after compassion, blessed him. Okay, I already cursed you, so you cannot escape my curse. So for 400,000 years, you will become a duck. But at the end of the 400,000 years, Krishna will come and kill you and liberate you. So all those curses were not curses, they were all blessings. All of them. Sadhus never curse anybody. If it appears curse because we are materially conscious, we appear as curse. It appears as curse. But Sri Krishna, the sadhus are always very merciful. Even the so-called curse appear to be very harsh. Finally, it blesses the soul to reach the Lord. The duck got delivered, the bull got delivered, the horse got delivered, the lady got delivered, everybody got delivered. Amazingly delivered.
Yeah.
How wonderful is our Lord? You guys just imagine, and how much more wonderful are His devotees. If Narad Muni wouldn't have cursed those two demigods, they would have remained drunk and remained naked and remained enjoying with women constantly and gone to hell after that. But Narad Muni saved them and when them gave them tatha prema bhaktim sakame prayacha. He gave them bhakti. That fellow who misbehaved with Jajali Muni and started eating fish from his pond. Jajali Muni told him to stop, don't eat fish from my pond, they're all my fishes, don't kill them. He kept on killing them. He said, you are so fond of eating fish, you become a duck. And that duck was delivered by Krishna. Otherwise, if you wouldn't have cursed him and would have just ignored him, that would have been a curse to ignore him. Ignore means actually you go to hell. I ignore you. But I curse you means I bless you to be delivered by Krishna. Just see. So Narkasura, Shambarasura, and Agasura, Bakasura, Arishtasura, all those were Trinavarta, Shaktasura, all were delivered by Krishna. Of course, they did not get love like gopis, but they all got freed from cycle of birth and death.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Krishna Prabhupada uses this Narakasura story to tell the whole world. Says, God is not cheap. This is the God we worship.
And God is not partial.
Yeah, God is a person and it's not cheap. He married all these princesses and he was doing different things at the same time with each and every one at the same time.
Most importantly, he gave them a very respectable social position.
Yeah.
The point of view of committing suicide, he made them queens of Dwarka. Not ordinary women. He made them queens of Dwarka. Gave them all respect, all the grandeur, all the opulence, all the treatment, respect as queens. Uplift them social rehabilitation. Ultimate social rehabilitation that is possible, that Krishna gave them. And people say, oh, he's so lusty. He wants to have sex with them and marry with them. No, one has to hear these stories from a pure devotee, like Shukdev, like Vyasadev, like our spiritual masters.
Yeah.
Then you will understand the divine insights behind these so-called ordinary stories.
Is Govinda Prabhu we have one hand up. Govinda Prabhu.
Yes, Govinda Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
My dear
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
My dear Chakradhari, the holder of the wheel. Holder of the wheel. Tell me.
Prabhu, please accept my respectful obeisances. So blessed to Sri Prabhupada. All glories to you, and all glories your wonderful service to devotees. Thank you very much for this wonderful presentation. Prabhu, I have one question that is to keep bothering my mind. We know that once we have taken birth, certainly we have to drop the body at a point. And so Krishna, when he was here on the planet, there are so many demons. Of course, those demons were not ordinary demons.
Yeah.
But we know how many times these demons try to kill Krishna and also kill the cowherd boyfriends of Krishna. And all their attempts did not work because darkness can never stay whenever the light appears.
Yes.
And so all these demons were killed, they were mitigated. We know that these devotees of those with Krishna, they were all pure devotees.
Yes.
But I am not pure, and I believe some other devotees are also in my same shoes. We are just sadhakas. We are practitioners. I'm not on that level yet. Under what circumstance can a demon work on me and me get affected? Under what circumstance, situation that I can find myself in that will open the room, the avenues for someone to cast spells on me, and it will actually work on me as a practitioner.
So this is a question?
Yeah.
Okay. So the answer to that is, till you willfully submit, it will not affect you. When you will say yes, it will affect you. At any given point of time, we are all subjected to such kind of influences, such kind of effects of bad association. And also at all given times, we are given opportunity for saintly association. But when we choose the bad association, then it starts affecting us. When we say no to that, however it may try to influence, it will not be affecting you. When we take shelter of the holy name and say no to Maya, Maya has no power to influence us. Jahan Krishna tahar nahi Maya radhikar. Maya has no authority, no power to affect where one has taken shelter of Krishna. When she has power, when one has not taken shelter of Krishna, then she has power to influence. And when we say yes to her, when we Krishna bhuliya jeev bhogavancha kore, nikatastha maya dhare jhapatiya dhore. What does that mean? When we choose to forget Krishna, then she is very close by standing and she just captures us, grabs us. Nikatastha maya dhare jhapatiya dhore means she grabs us, not just holds us. But when she can do that? Only when we forget Krishna and give up the shelter of Krishna. We are all Tatastha Shakti. We are called as marginal potency of Krishna. Marginal means we have choice between the internal potency and the external potency. Mahamaya and Yogmaya. When we are under Daivim Prakrutim Ashrita, Mahatmanastu Mam Partha, Daivim Prakrutim Ashrita. When we take shelter of Daivi Prakruti, Yogamaya, Maya has no right, no authority, no power to even influence an insignificant soul like all of us. She only manifests her power when we succumb to her. When we say, yes, madam, I am yours. That time, the evil power will affect us. Otherwise, it will not affect us. And even if we get affected by her, and we realize I'm getting affected by her, entrapped by her, and I say, oh, Krishna, please save me, then immediately we are out of that. That is also true. So we are actually blessed. We are not using the power of our good fortune.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Let me again play my question this way. This time I'll go direct so that you can give me that part, the answer to this part of the question. That in Africa, we see a lot of
very short, but I only 3 minutes.
Yeah, I'll make it. I'll make it very short. Yeah, sure. Yeah, in Africa, people are so much affected by what is called juju or the black power.
Yes.
That they can cast spells on someone and that person can actually die or get affected. So under what circumstance can the devotee who is chanting, worshiping deities, taking prasadam, doing all the spiritual exercises be affected by this kind of influence?
So what is the question?
The question is, can a devotee be affected by a witchcraft or black magic?
Devotees can get affected by witchcraft if they choose to eat outside or drink some drink outside. How does the witchcraft and how do the people act upon us? They give us something to eat or something to drink. And if we have a culture and habit of not eating anything outside the temple or devotees, we don't get affected. But we accept anything given by anybody with so-called love or affection or respect, and through the food and drink, we get affected. This is my usual experience. So we are advised by our well-wishers, please avoid eating outside. Even unknown devotees, don't eat from their hands. Eat from known devotees who are like trusted devotees. Because even devotees sometimes get influenced by this kind of envy and competitive nature and negative influences. Because we are in the middle of our sadhana, we get affected by lust, anger, greed, envy. And in that, even some devotees also go through that witchcraft, black magic, and try to take revenge of devotees. So best is to remain pure in habits. As per our guideline, do not eat outside. Eat only known source of prasadam, where you know devotees are cooking in temple or known devotees. And you can save. Once you give Maya a little chance, a little finger, then Maya will pull you completely by hand. And if you give little finger to Maya, then Maya will hold you completely by your whole body and drag you. Yes, it is becoming a very difficult uprising situation in the world, not only in Africa, even in India, in the villages, there is black magic, but we have to be careful about it. Chant Hare Krishna constantly. Do not ever remove your kanti mala. Do not eat outside. Always remain, keep good company. Always remain immersed in the holy name of the Lord. And hearing. By earplugs, you always hear the Krishna Katha constantly while doing all the work, if possible. And that will save you. So with this, I think I will like to end.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your question. Dear devotees, like I said, it's very amazing how, Prabhuji, you answered lots of our questions we were asking yesterday, even though you were not here physically with us, but somehow the super soul spoke through you.
Higher connection.
Yes, heart-to-heart connection. It's amazing, actually. It's amazing how you answered all the questions even before we asked. So, dear devotees, we're going to humbly request you all to kindly unmute, and we all chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra to express our dearest appreciation.
I'd like to see their faces, if possible.
Our revered speaker, His Grace Vishwarup Prabhu, and like he said, if possible, please turn on your cameras so we may see your blossoming faces.
I can see here one name of Krishna's wife, Mitravinda.
Mitravinda, yes.
Haribol, Haribol.
Jai.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Patitanam Svanabhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai, 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 Jai.
ISKCON founder Prabhupada ki Jai. Sri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai.